Hail, and welcome back. Welcome to the Homeboys Live podcast. I'm, of course, Joe McKenna. It is Monday, the 20th of January. It is a Monday night podcast, and that's rare for us, but it is what it is. We missed last week's podcast. Been 10 days since we were on, but we are back with a four-man crew. It's myself, the man with the small ball in his hand, Marty Flynn.
It's your only man.
Small ball is your only man. Not the greatest pickup line. I mean, so we had to work on that. And of course, probably by himself, Liam Parr.
How are you, Joseph? Good to have you back.
I'm good. Last week, the last podcast there was very good, very enjoyable, and Scott's one-on-one with the young boys guy was very good too. Really enjoyable, and of course, joined by the king of Wishaw, Jason Higgins. Hail, bro. How are you? All good. We're all good. We're here to chat. The last time we were on was the 10th of January, and since then we had the Ross County game, the Dundee game. The Ross County game, which won 4-1. The Dundee game, we drew 3-3. Then we had the Kilmarnock game there at the weekend when we won 2-1, and we got the Young Boys game coming up. So I have no idea where to start. But Liam, did you say we were at Ross County?
No, but that's where we should start, I guess, chronologically, shouldn't we? That was the last game since the first game after the podcast we did.
Skip doesn't go to away games anymore.
But I was near certain I'd seen a photograph of you eating breakfast at a Ross County hospitality. No, was that like an old photograph or something?
Mick was there, Mick McGuinness with some people. That wasn't me.
One of them look a lot like you.
Well, okay. Poor sod, whoever that is. that was my week of dry January that I was doing. So Ross County wasn't. Our trip to Ross County wasn't on the cards for me, unfortunately. So, but I guess on that subject, first and foremost, a big shout out to all the supporters that went there. It was -10 or whatever. It was absolutely Baltic. Early start Saturday afternoon. So well done to all the troops going up there. Big demand for tickets as ever. So well done everyone that went. We spoke on the last podcast, and I probably clumsily kind of described the games over the Christmas period as a bit of like Groundhog Day. It felt like it was you were watching the same game on repeat. Ignoring the fact that we were winning them all, and we should be really grateful for that, which is totally fair. But the standout for me for Ross County was the fact that we saw the old Kyogo come back for a game. Moved position. I thought it was absolutely outstanding in the game, and you got to see, or you got to remember what a really, really talented footballer he is and what ability he's got, and it was just so good to see him so involved in the game. And then we had the excitement of seeing Johnny Kenny for the first time, who I thought came on and made a really big impact in the game, and it was a real shame that he didn't get his goal that he probably would have done on another surface on another day. So yeah, it was a game that we dominated, and then that'll become a bit of a theme. Brilliant first goal from memory. I think Alistair Johnson, a ball across from the right, superb ball, and Kyogo doing what he does expertly, just making that run, little touch, and in the back of the net. So it was a tremendous goal. We probably should have had, and Kyogo was part of that. We probably should have had 2 or 3 in the first half. Some really big chances there. And then, as can happen, sometimes we then concede a goal to go back to 1-1. So a penalty. I mean, there was a shout from memory in the first half. I think Atati went through. The guy clipped him.
Clipped him. It was an absolute stone waller. I mean,
yeah, I think he stayed on his feet, didn't he? That's probably where he kind of gave the ref an opportunity.
The guy was grappling him at the back, right into the back of him. He had no chance of getting a shot away. It was a total stonewall penalty.
Yeah. Which obviously we didn't get, and then I'm trying to remember the Ross County penalty. Actually, what happened for the Ross County?
Alistair Johnson kind of wrestled to the ground a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if the guy was holding Johnson and brought the two of them in together. It was hard to see. But
the interview. Yeah.
Sorry, on you go.
No, carry on, mate. Sorry.
No, but just saying it was hard to see, but I would say both of them were penalties. You know,
Yeah.
no complaints. What were you going to say about the interview?
Johnson said afterwards, he said, I was completely culpable. I got caught wrong side.
Oh,
and just tried to make contact with the guy, to kind of put him off a little bit. But I suppose he does, and we'll maybe come on to it about obviously there was a bit of noise from your pal, Boydie, about the lack of a red card for that challenge.
For Alistair Johnson's.
Yeah, he was he was doing one of his normal meltdowns after the game because he was coming at it from denied a clear and obvious goal scoring opportunity.
So was Hatati. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, but what was interesting? We're jumping around a bit, but when we got the penalty at the end there, the third goal, the ref then come on and booked him.
I know.
Whereas he didn't book Alistair Johnson at all. That bit I found weird. I didn't think it was a red card. So I found that bit a bit weird. I think if it was like a ball across the floor and the guy was going to tap it in, then that's fair enough. But it was some whip on the cross. And the guy's not always going to put that in with his head. So I think a yellow would have been enough, but no action at all. Back to 1-1, and then thankfully got ourselves back in the game. Eventually, Kyogo again with a great header, brilliant ball in from Engels. To be fair, put a nice curler on it, and then a nice flick in for the goal. And then they say Kenny come on and made a big difference in the game. Young getting a rare start. I was going to say divides opinion. I don't think he does. I think most people have already made their mind upon him in terms of what he can do. But in this game, to be fair to him, he worked his bollocks off and carried on until the end and kind of won that penalty for that important third goal for us. But the standout bit for the goal, that third goal, really was the ball to Kyogo, the first touch to kill the ball stone dead, and then the pass over the top to Young, which was outstanding. Engels converted again with a retake, and then McCowan just finished it off at the end with a nice goal again, just from the kind of work and disruption that Kenny created. So brilliant finish in the end. Another really good 3 points and a few goals to boot. And like I said, seeing Kyogo back in some form like that and being man of the match was really good to see. And Kenny, looks like he's a bit of a prospect there, but I'm not sure how much we're going to see of him, unfortunately, in the short to medium term. So we'll need to see what his future holds. But good win in the end.
All right. And a big shout out to the Ross County goalkeeper. Bloody hell, what a game.
He had a game, didn't he?
The saves that he made. Unbelievable. And he obviously saved the first penalty for the Engels as well, but it was off his line. And he got a retake, but he was outstanding. And ironically enough, I'm trying to think, was it the third goal? What was the one? He actually should have saved it. It was Kyogo's the second header was it was a good header, but it was kind of at him. And like out of all the saves that he made, he should have made that one,
Yeah.
But he did a great game. And it was a brilliant performance. I thought Ida played really well, and I thought Ida was unlucky to get hooked for Kenny. Because he's link-up play and some of the balls that he put in, and he was right unlucky as well, the one at the start. I think it was a Hatati or Kyogo. Kyogo had the shot, he kind of scuffed it, and it landed at Ida's feet, and he's just hit it first time, and it's just went past the post. He was unlucky there. But he's been getting a bit of stick for Celtic fans lately. You've been hearing kind of murmurs of folk don't fancy him and stuff. I thought he played really well. And I thought,
sorry to cut across you, mate, but it's interesting you say that from watching the highlights, because I didn't think he was that. I don't know what the other guys think who watched the game, but I didn't think he was that great in the game. He looks a bit of a yard off the pace to me, but maybe the highlights show the contributions he makes to the goals and the chances.
Aye, so I've only seen the highlights. So, as I say, he looked really good. And I thought Yang looked good. Yang up at Dundee as well. So after I'd completely written him off 2 weeks ago. But fair play to him, fair play. But aye, at the end of the day, it's all about getting the wins now. But I think it was a right good performance with Celtic. We could have scored plenty. And you're right with Kyogo. Kyogo looked absolutely on fire. He did. Delighted with the result. And because when the plane took off, I was going on holiday and the plane took off, it was one each. So I didn't know until it landed. The guy in front of me, he's a Celtic fan as well. He'd found out it was 4-1 just before I did, and he shouted up to us.
Happy days. Yeah, it seemed like one of those fucking games, and like you say, Liam, just get through them, just get the win and fucking move forward, because I think everybody's
they've been good at home as well, Joe, of late. The new managers get them playing all right, and then ironically they get pumped for Livingston in the cup at the weekend. But they've had a good run of form at home the last few weeks. Ross County.
It must be a fucking shitty place to have to travel to, though. Like if you're a player, I mean,
it's if you're a fan, it's not too bad, to be honest with you. If you get the next day off work, it's quite enjoyable.
All the way up there, freeze your bollocks off, and then
it's fucking some states up there, I'll tell you. at Mallard, they've seen folk in some condition, and it must be every second week when they play at home, any away fan base that's gone there is probably upside down. It's a heavy duty travel.
It's the best away trip of the season for me. I think it's brilliant.
It's an extra hour on an Aberdeen away trip.
It's an endurance test more than an away day, isn't it? Like it's more
you get to Inverness and you've still got 3/4 of an hour to go. Right into the high. And Jenny's watched The Traitors.
No.
Well, see if you watch that. It's set in like a castle up that direction. And see if you get good weather and you're getting up there. The place is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. It's like picture postcard material up there. No, all your Japanese tourists. That's where they head for. But no, it's a beautiful place. And one of the away games we actually took. It was an early kick-off on a Saturday, so everybody's obviously off work on the Sunday. So we took the full bus, and we went north when we cut out of Dingwall. And my mate had knew a boy in a pub, and we sat out in the beer garden overlooking this big river. And oh my God, it was fucking stunning. And that castle where The Traitors is filmed is bothering about there. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Could you live somewhere like that, though? Because I always think I could live somewhere remote like that. Could you do it, do you think?
You always think, when I go to Donegal, I'm always like, I could live in Donegal, but you're probably there 2 months and you'll be like, fucking get me back here. When the winter comes in and it's fucking blowing a gale, you're like, oh.
Because I've been to the Iron Islands, you were like, fuck me, this kind of solitude would be great. And then you start talking to cunts and they go, well, if you want to get a loaf, you've got to get in the fucking boat and go across the water. Like, fuck that.
Aye. It's I don't think I could handle it, to be honest with you, Joe, but it is beautiful, And it's stunning place.
You can just imagine being in the remotest part of Donegal and turning the corner and seeing some random puncher in a field. Hello, Jason. How you doing?
Hello, Jason. Glasgow Celtic.
It's the Glasgow Celtic.
Jason Higgins moved to a remote Donegal cottage. There was post waiting for him.
Better that than the postman waiting on me.
Same guy visit Dennis Donaldson.
Oh dear. On fire, right, Jofus? You get some pre-match tension. You get something you're looking forward to.
Do you know what? Obviously, I'll talk about that soon. But no, it's a good form this week. Fucking. Do you know what? I kind of hate the first 2 weeks of January because it's like, fuck. It's the come down and Christmas. You're like, it's all fucking over. That's now we're back into the kind of structure and the routine of things. But
that's not Blue Monday today. That's not the best day of the year.
I think I've over the years become antithetical of that. I'm like on Blue Monday, I'm like, here I fucking go. I've had Blue Fortnite. I mean, I'm rocking and rolling, ready to go. I mean, fucking, it's been good. Anyway, sorry, Dundee. We've on Dundee. Away.
Dundee. That was. I take it you won the game, Liam.
I was in London, mate.
I'm only winding you up.
That's fine, mate. That's fine.
Yeah.
I I'll let you go first. Or Marty, I don't know. Marty's not spoken about any of the games yet.
Aye, you go, Marty.
No, it was a bastard of a game, and like just to go back to Ross County briefly, I thought Engels was outstanding. Thought his crossing was fabulous, and Johnny Kenny really got it. He didn't get his goal because that he saw the ball just sort of stuck in the mud in the 6-yard box, and it was very unfortunate for him. But the Dundee fucking game was a different kettle of hatties. It was tough, and they're a good team. Tony Duck has them well drilled, and score 3 goals. You would normally, you normally just imagine us to go up there, hammer them 3-0, and fuck off down the road again. But they gave us a serious game. Brett Rodgers was talking about this sequence of games and how that one was basically just like the air came out of our fucking balloon, and maybe that's true. He didn't use that excuse for Ibrox, but he said it was the 7th out of the 9 games that we had just so close, and that's the squad was really starting to wilt. But we didn't actually play badly, if you know what I mean. There was sort of defensive fuck ups and things like that, where you would credit the team not to do it on a different day, And as I say, Dundee roughed us up, I thought, as well. Trusty obviously got most of the brickbats in the final analysis. He let that ball away from him out on the wing, and then he let your man jump over him for their third. But just before that, he had his foot stamped on, and also the Dundee guy had his arms all over him. I think that fella's in Macrofelt direction, and he was fucking pulling and hauling the Trusty too. So it's like,
did you see him apologising after he scored?
No, I know he's a Celtic man apparently. So
aye, but fucking he's never played with his end. You're saying you don't know what's end, wee man.
I'm probably fucking worried in case his house isn't fire when he goes home.
But I tell you, I thought Schmeichel wasn't great. To be fair, the second goal, it looked terrible for Schmeichel, but it was obviously a crazy deflection for Carter Vickers. But he couldn't really do anything about it because he just changed the direction of the ball and went into the near post. But you did see for their third, Big Trusty was fucking all over the place, and he was at one at Ross County as well in the first half. He tried to control the ball, and the boy went clean through and just hit it by the post. And the camera went to Rodgers. Did you see Rodgers? A waste of fucking space.
Well, no, somebody says, that was the first thing I had said. I didn't say waste of space, but then somebody else said he was weak as piss.
But then I seen this translated by many of the professional phonetics professors on fucking Twitter.
So it was either waste of space, that's what I thought it was initially, but then somebody else that said he was weak as piss. But either way, I think we all got the message.
He wasn't pleased. Essentially, was the tone that I got from him.
I was waiting. Scales getting shit back in for the Kilmarnock game, but it kind of didn't happen. But because that was two, that one there and the one at Ross County was brutal for Trusty, and he's trying to control it. It just all caught all over the place. But sorry, Marty, on you go, Dundee.
No, that's just that sort of game. I mean, as I say, they were good, and I'm sitting here watching them now. The Dundee Derby's on at the minute, and they're 1-up. Scored in the first minute against Dundee United. So like they're a well-drilled team. They're fit. They're in your face. They pressed us the whole game. They tried to force errors out of us, and the fucking wheel in the national teeth that goes on when you draw. You know what I mean? You're like, for fuck's sake, we're double digits ahead here. We're going to afford. We spoke previously, just a few weeks ago, about Rodgers rotating the squad, and he has to do it because of the state of the fixture list here, but it has a fucking effect on the team. It can't not have an effect on the team. Do you know what I mean? So if there's different players coming and going every week, particularly in key positions, it's always going to have an effect. So we just need to get fucking through this part of the season and see what happens come the spring. And really, none of us can really, you can complain if you want, but I think it's quite churlish. We've had a fucking exceptional for 6 months of the season. You know what I mean? And for us to be where we are, sitting relatively pretty, yes, with a couple of bloody noses along the way, but in any other season that would kind of be the norm. You know, so like a 3-3 draw away, as I say, you would expect Celtic to, on any given day, be straight on the bus, happy days back down the road. But fucking life's not like that, lads. You know, shit happens. Sometimes you can have a bad day. And as I say, with rotating the squad, we've rotated the defence, the midfield, and the forwards. You know what I mean? And as I say, we spoke about it on a few weeks ago. That's rare. You know, you would maybe, switch around your men with better legs, but we've been doing it in defence too. You know, and there has been injuries across the squad as well. So it's not the fucking worst result we've ever had. Fuck's sake, do you know what I mean? And as I say, we're in a position where we can have a bit of a dip in form. That's not really gonna nobody's gonna remember the Dundee match at the end of the season.
I
I
was.
mean, it's just not.
Tannadice and Dens Park dropped 4 points, 0-0 at Tannadice, and then 3 each at Dens Park. But aye, it is what it is, and you just need to go on there. And as you say, rotating the team, and they didn't play terribly, but that signing, Murray's got some fucking energy in it. He's like a fucking bull China shop, isn't he? He's just doesn't stop running.
That idiot who gave away the penalty, like you're just like, fuck. Could you imagine him getting the dressing room at the end? I'm sure they wanted to fucking choke him.
I know.
You know what I mean? But again, going back to Engels, like you would try. No, thank God we have a penalty taker who can actually take a fucking penalty. I mean, he hasn't missed many. And
he's missed one that got retaken. That's the only one he's missed.
That's just what I was about to say. That guy was off his lanes. You know what I mean? So it's great that you have somebody who's cool and that you can rely on and will put one away from the fucking spot, because it has not been the case for fucking years. You know what I mean? It would fucking dementia. You know. So look,
even
those two games.
Larson missed them. You know.
Larson wasn't great at penalties at all.
No, he wasn't.
Definitely wasn't a strong suit whatsoever. I think Alan Thompson was a better at that time.
Yep.
So he would have been, so I suppose nobody's perfect. But that's this tight run of games at this time of the year. It's tough. The pitches are awful. You know what I mean? That Ross County pitch was fucking diabolical.
That was rough.
So,
it was like plastic Park, wasn't it? It was
terrible. Dens Park got plenty of grief last year, but it looks fine now. You know, whatever they've done on it doesn't seem too bad. They must be out fucking hugging it every night, keeping it warm. But the Ross County one was awful. So for to come away with 4 goals, like that's fucking great. Now, albeit it was late in the game that we did it, but you know, and again, Engels, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but that cross for Kyogo's goal, I know you mentioned it, Liam. Was fucking lovely. I mean, that's what you fucking want. His crossing is outstanding. You know, and we'll probably talk about that later on in the, about the general shape of the team or something later on in the pod. You know, we'll have to keep that guy on the pitch and get him working, I think.
And he gave a special shout out to Yangers and all up at Dens.
Got a goal.
We headed goal. Right. You know, fair play to the boy. You know, he's never had a way. You know,
he doesn't hate, but I mean, he's not a great. Well, I mean, I don't know if he's a bad footballer or if he just, he's just trying so hard to impress that things don't come off for him. You know, I think it was Scott says. Somebody said the other week, he get fucking tackle 10 players and then end up back where he started, and that's sort of fucking true. You know, there's a footballer in there somewhere, but whether or not we're going to see him, I don't fucking know. But you can't fault the bastard forever.
Here's what I've started to think about Yang, right? I think Yang looks at Palma and goes, right, well, you're not out there beating player after player, and I think that's what they want you to do. So I'll go out there and I'll try and do that. Right? At least it's entertaining to some fucking degree. You know what I mean? There may not be anything at the end. He should make you Jansen.
Well, if that is the case, that's his benchmarks, Palma. I would fucking seriously hope that they change his benchmark sometime soon.
I think there's a fucking player between the two of them bastards, to be honest. You know what I mean? You're like, fucking hell, if you could get somebody to mate. You know what I mean? But as I say, it's much more about the fixtures. Such a tight fixture schedule, and the fact that they're in the Champions League year and all that entails. And Roger spoke about that the other week about playing evening games. Do you know what I mean? And you're getting home maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. You can't fucking sleep, so you sit and watch the match again anyway, and you have another game in 2 days. You know, basically, we're playing a game every 2.5 days. It's fucking, no matter what team you are, club you are, it's tough going. And we have had injuries. We have had injuries to Maida, we've had injuries to Kuhn. And Rodgers was, in fairness to him, in a position to say to Maida, take another couple of days off. You know,
Aye.
we don't wanna kill you. You know, he plays a lot of football and he plays a certain way. Just take an extra 2 days. You know, get 4 days recovery or whatever the fuck it was. You know what I mean? So it's like we are doing the best with what we have. You know, and I'd really, really like to see us bring in new faces. And again, I'm sure we'll probably get into that at some stage later on.
So, see on the game, I mean, we played really well for the first. Up until the goal, up until the equaliser, we were completely on top of the game. Bernardo missed an absolute fucking sitter for 2-0, which probably would have just buried the game there. We were in complete cruise control, and to concede a goal when you've got an attacking corner is criminal, really. But you've got to give Dundee some credit for defensively, it's criminal, but it's a fucking great goal. And that boy who scored, he's a player, man. He's
aye. It was.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think Alistair Johnson. I mean, he's gave away a penalty. He got turned inside out with that guy, but you've got to give the forward credit.
Big time.
You know, because he scored against Rangers as well, didn't he?
He did, yeah. I'd watched that game as well, and they were pretty good that well, to be fair.
Really good player. But as Marty says, that Tony Docherty's got them playing great. But the thing is as well, right? So we've got Young Boys Wednesday. Well, I'm not going to jump ahead. But in between our 2 Champions League games, we've got fucking Dundee again. Saturday. Do you know what I mean? And that's fucking the fixture. What they fucking cunts don't stop running.
Well,
you know,
the one that up tonight in the cup, in the derby. 2 minutes.
Dundee actually had a goal disallowed. There was a skirmish and
I watched their game. See the one they lost 2-1 to Dundee United at the ends a few weeks ago. Dundee absolutely battered them in the first half. They should have been about 3 up, and then they end up losing 2-1. I was gutted for them because they're really good to watch.
It's a blood and snatters match here.
Do you know, I love watching the old Dundee derby. Same with the Edinburgh derby as well. It's great viewing. The skill's no like you're watching the better leagues, but it's brilliant entertainment.
100%. I agree.
Blood and thunder football, as they say, isn't it? I mean,
that's what's happening. What are my thoughts on those matches?
Aye, but do you know? I think a special shout has got to go for Luke McCown. You know, he gets the goal at Ross County, and he gets the opening goal at Dens. What a signing he's been for us.
Yeah,
he'll be in double figures easy by the end of the season.
Here's what I think. I've said this already, but I see him being our next captain.
You've already said that, Joe.
I have said that. I definitely think he's got what it takes. He's got the making of it, and he's got the fucking heart for it. Like,
aye. So what they're going to say to KT once McGregor? Sorry, Kim, but Luke McCown's got the fucking heart for it. Joe McKenna's fucking.
It's a funny old game. It's funny
It's
old game.
a funny old game. One for the fucking Celtic guys there. Fuck it.
I know. But the bold Luke McCown, what a fucking signing. He's been tremendous.
Brilliant attitude as well. He just loves it. Aye. I mean, he just he's happy with his lad.
He's won the lottery, hasn't he?
He must bounce into training every day like fucking Tigger. Winnie the Pooh, just fucking dang, here we fucking
he's absolutely earning his place. Do you know what I mean? He's not one of these guys that signs for Celtic, gets overawed by it, and it's a bit. He knows he's good enough, and he's got the bit between his teeth, and he's grafting every minute he's on that park.
And he's not going to
kick fucking
he's not playing as well.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's like fucking Marvin from The Scheme. Happy as Larry. Couldn't be happier.
That's some accent.
Play me where you want. I don't care. Put me in wherever you want. Happy as Larry. Pull it.
Big Marvin was a
Oh, don't do it.
A Brummington by the sound of that accent.
Fucking no.
Happy Larry.
That fucking Ulster Scotch you're talking to. you just back for the bus with Porter Bogey or something.
So he's made a fucking class contribution. I mean, you can see a goal, and he's great engine, and he's happy to fit in where he's needed. He's just one of those players. Every club should have one. You know, for fuck's sake.
You're just fucking delighted about him. And he's a massive Celtic fan to boot, so the more the merrier. You know, you can't beat it.
Mm-hmm.
Just hope for that wee guy Donnelly kicks on him beside him as well, because he looks into the bit between his teeth.
I did wonder why he was doing that when I watched the game. I was like,
well, I mentioned it when he defended. It was against Rangers. He was celebrating like a madman at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So I went straight on and checked his Wikipedia, and he's related to Deck Donnelly. No, Anton Deck.
Ah, you were saying that. That's right.
he's not, is he?
Aye, and he's from Maharafelt, obviously. So, aye, definitely.
I'm a Tim. Get me out of here. That was fucking.
Aye, it's just fucking. He looks not a bad player, the boy. To be fair, but aye, brilliant. So delighted to see Yang getting on the score sheet, and he just obviously looked absolutely delighted. You've seen the players, you know, because they're obviously seeing he's getting a bit of stick, and they obviously know he tries like a bear, and the players getting on about him when he scored the goal were kind of delighted for him. So great to see that as well. But aye, defending and that, not the best, but as I say, they things happen, and you just can't be on your game all the time. So the big one's coming up Wednesday. But Liam, what about you, Dundee? Anything to say?
I mean, I agree with most of what you said. I didn't think Young was that great, but again, he battled his heart out. Do you know what I mean? And he kept going, got his goal. Fair play to him. I don't think he'll make it with us, but you know, he's filling in a gap just now. I trust he was a big concern. The way he was, I know you mentioned it earlier, but the way he was bullied out for two of them goals, particularly, you know, that kind of number. He's a pest, but he's about half the size of him, and the boy that scored the winner, Donnelly, that got the third for them. You know, he's not massively tall, so a bit disappointing. But I thought Trusty bounced back well against Kilmarnock. I thought he was good at the weekend there. So hopefully it's just a bit of a blip. Just think it's going back on what we talked about last week. It's a bit of a massive overreaction to some of these results that we get. I mean, Rangers speaks for itself, right? You're never going to accept that, and we were so bad that day. You can understand the anger for that one, but just in general, just dropping points here and there, it's fucking seems to be some overreaction, and I think we're just spoiled at the minute by how well we're doing and all the success we're getting, and I think people are just expecting us to roll through every game and, you know, win by a hatful every time.
I mean, people just love to get outraged and go, I've had it. I fucking dropped points. They're like, relax, things are going great. We're 18 points clear in the fucking league. Chill out. Right?
Because let's face it, see, the lead up to Christmas, it was unprecedented season. Yeah. You know, one of the best seasons ever in the history of the club. You know,
I think was it not the most successful calendar year or something in terms, or you know, in terms of the least amount of defeats or most wins or something? Or certainly up there.
Obviously, they're setting some bloody standards, and I think you didn't mean to come across the way you did last week, Liam, and you mentioned it earlier on there. Yeah. You're like, it's like Groundhog Day, as if like you were a bit pissed off. And it's like, fucking hell, we're just romping to victory left, right, and centre here, and people are complaining. But you didn't, you weren't meaning it like, it came out the wrong way. So
yeah. That's what I was saying. It feels like we're playing the same team all the time. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone.
Well, we kind of are. We're playing a team for Dundee every 4 days.
True enough. But yeah, it's just incredible times, really, and you're just expecting it every time. And obviously, we'll come on it now. But again, I thought there was a big step up in our performance again on Saturday as well, and a lot more dynamic, which was good.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we should have had fucking plenty. Like, it shouldn't have been 2-1 the weekend for a start. Hell.
As I say, I've only seen the highlights again, and fucking hell, it should have been 5-0 up at half time.
Yeah.
Kyogo was brilliant again, but he was missing the target, and obviously a couple of decent saves. But I mean, that one he's hit by the post. It was some move, and he just took it quick, and it looks as if it's going to hit the inside the post. It's just went by the post, and then the one he's ballooned over the bar, you're like that, Jesus. But aye, and their goal for the angle I seen, it looked like a total handball before it went down to the guy to score. And then fucking tone-faced McInnes at the end, obviously. Celtic had beat them 22-0. He'd turn around and say, aye, we didn't defend well. He will never give us any credit for beating them, ever. And he's on about it was a foul to them, or it shouldn't have been a foul when we get the foul that led to the Maeda's second. I've not seen it back. I know the guy was raging that the foul got given against him. Can you remember it? Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's just Trusty turns back towards our goal to get the ball, and the guy's running behind him. The guy just clips. They just come together basically. I don't think it particularly was a foul, but you could see why it was given. But it wasn't like it wasn't a major contentious decision. The guy went into the back of him. Trusty went down appeals and got the foul. I mean, you see a fucking 100 of these in a game where the player knocks into the other player and dives on the floor and gets the free kick. I mean,
and they usually go against us.
Yeah, there was nothing in it at all. And, McGregor took the free kick from, 10 yards further towards our goal than where the foul was. I mean, what's the big issue with that? Not at all. And how he can stand there with a straight face and complain and claim that fucking they've had any sort of bad luck in that game. We should have, like you said, beat them about 8 or 9-1.
Aye, definitely.
Is an arse, but yeah, it was just the chances were incredible. We could and should have been 3-0 up after 10 minutes, but I just thought we looked really dynamic with such speed from the front three in particular. They just looked like they were going to do something every time that they got on the ball, and Hatate is obviously causing a bit of kind of splitting opinion just now, and I'm still not
just going to bring up and say, has he been hexed? Do you think by fucking somebody? Because that chance at the weekend just kind of summed up.
But it's funny, Joe, because I thought he was generally average again in the game, but then when you watch the highlights, he created probably 2 or 3 of the really good chances that we had. He had that one tipped round the top corner in the second.
What a shot that was! Well, first of all, the Kuhn shot off the bar, and the way he's controlled it, and he's took the touch inside, and he's let go, and it was. I don't know if it was a save and half the stanchion.
It was. Yeah, I think it was. Aye. Yeah, and then obviously missed that chance right in front of goal, which I don't know how he managed to do that. So like he's still right in the game, but he's just not himself just now. But I think Bernardo's kind of he's dipped a bit in the last 3 or 4 weeks in terms of his performance, and so I think Hatate will be. I think that team will start on Wednesday. I'm pretty certain of that. That started at the weekend, and I'm really just praying that we got all our misses out the way on Saturday, and I'm tipping us to go a couple up early on Wednesday on the back of that. But we'll see.
This is what I was talking to Comic Rand today when I met him with Stanley Lim, and he mentioned, he said he hopes and he thinks, suppose that, and I agree with him, is that like all those missed chances at the weekend are going to fucking just fuel Wednesday. Yeah,
exactly. That's it. I'm going with the same.
Here's the thing, right? It's the fact that we created the fucking chances in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? See if we were creating 1 or 2 matches again, you'd be going off for fuck's sake. But we're not. We're still motoring into positions where, all things being equal, we should be scoring 2 or 3 more per game than we should be. But that'll come again.
That one, Marty, when they had, as I said about the Dundee game, then when they had the corner and then the free kick and we broke away and, Coombe ran the length of the pitch. He played to Meada. It's a bit unfortunate because, Meada, he's not strong on his left foot. Do you know what I mean? He has improved his crossing and stuff, but the way the ball kind of rolled to him, he couldn't really get that much dig on it. But he should have just passed it straight back to Coombe, and it would have just been a tap in there.
That's exactly what he should have done. When Coombe scored a few weeks ago, if you remember, we spoke about it, and I was saying a striker's instinct, your natural instinct will be just to hit the ball.
Yeah,
Coombe didn't do that. He moved the ball, he shifted it off 1 foot and turned it round the keeper.
Yeah.
So he fought against, to me anyway, it's like fighting against your own instincts. Your instinct is just to rattle the fucking thing. And that's what Maeda did. Whereas maybe he should have took a touch or made a pass or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
It
you see quite
It
often.
wasn't costly at the end anyway.
Yeah, you see it quite often. Then 2 against 1, you just do a quick 1-2 basically, and it just moves the defender twice, and then Coon would have probably had an easy finish on the left, and the goal Maeda scored. He probably should have cut it back to Coon as well, but obviously he took his time there and put it through the keeper's legs, which was good. But he's coming back to form, Maeda, as well, and I thought Coon looked electric on Saturday. He looked really impressive, really good.
He's a fucking cracker.
See him taking a shot from that far out and kind of hitting the crossbar. That's a bit more adventurous than he's been when it comes to that kind of like cutting across. Normally he'll cut across, take a touch, but it generally almost be on the fucking like just beyond the edge of the box. Whereas that was a bit different. He just kind of cut in and went, "Fuck it, have a go," and it was nearly sailing in the fucking far corner. Right?
Yeah,
so
good.
It's like see when he's on that right wing and then he cuts inside.
Oh, you know it's party time when you see that happen.
I see it and see if they're standing off him. Fucking hell!
But there was a period though, Jason, whenever he wouldn't fucking pull the trigger. Remember?
Aye. But now he'll go. Because mind he would run right across the fucking length of the box.
Fucking can't be halfway down the tunnel.
He's confidence now, and what a player he's been for us. He's been absolutely brilliant. You know,
shout out to Callum McGregor as well with that fucking goal against coming back onto something. You could see in his celebration that he was like, "Fucking nobody questioned me."
Aye.
Yeah. They were talking on the radio earlier about what I didn't get the answer, but what's the most amount of goals scored from outside the box in the season in Scotland? Seven he's got now.
I don't think he scored one inside the box, has he?
No, he hasn't. That's what I'm saying. No. He's got 7 out of 7 from outside the box.
Who has Coon?
McGregor.
McGregor. Oh, sorry, McGregor.
They've all been pretty much peaches all season.
It's good to see him having his shooting boots on. I don't think McGregor's having a particularly good year by his standards at all. Like, you know what, I think we are starting to see him kind of, come to a natural end in the team. But it just shows you, like, he has that vision that he can win a game for you, and also too, it fucking shows other players that they can be doing the fucking same. There's loads of occasions over the last 2 weeks where we have literally tried to walk the ball in. And you're going like, just fucking take a dig, have a go. And you seen like the keeper, we were talking about him earlier, some of the saves he's making some things and stuff. But at least you're giving them something to save rather than fucking, constantly trying short passes in the box and crowded areas. It's tough. It's tough.
Stop.
When you just see McGregor, he just sees that yard of grass that he needs at the end of the, close to the post. I mean, that's his signature goal. In the same way, Coons, crossing in from the, that signature goal to his where he curls from the left wing. It's just phenomenal to see. Look at Daisy cutter, brilliant.
Aye, definitely.
Yeah, I was trying to think back who else might have scored a lot of goals outside the box. Chris Commons was the only one that really came to mind. Aye. He used to get quite a lot from that sort of distance, didn't he?
Nakamura.
No.
Yeah, free kicks. Yeah.
Yep. No, not even free kicks. Remember that one he fucking scored against McGregor?
That was one of the best nights ever. That was a Jan Vennegoor Hesselink last minute.
It was from about fucking 3 weeks away.
You also remember the chip? It was a Christmas against Dundee United outside the box.
Yeah, Boxing Day.
He was the king. He didn't score many inside the box, I don't think.
Yeah,
he was.
Ellie had a couple. One that Ellie won the league. I think that was inside the box. It was like that goal.
Do you think that was slightly outside the box? Just kind of bent it in. Not sure.
No. Actually, you're right. That match was the free kick, but there was another one where the ball came across the goal to him. I forget what game it was. I will come back to him. I love that guy.
I think Rogic scored quite a few outside the box as well, didn't he?
Rogic would have been another one. Yeah.
Most important of all, well, probably my favourite because the match was so pish. Was that one against Kilmarnock? Remember?
Gary Mullen was there for
I
Vancouver.
I
Then
remember you told me that. It was fucking that was the worst game of football ever.
I was right in line with it, and the fucking stand was half empty because that was the sheets of shame days at Celtic Park, but then at Rugby Park we had the two stands at a time, and our one was half empty. And fucking what an arsehole winder right in the top bin. Fucking perfect, man.
But after probably one of the worst games of football I think I've ever sat and watched in my life. Like it was fucking truly awful. Like
a cracker, an absolute belter. But all good. And then so see that Guinness bit, he's just a total face bastard, isn't he?
It's actually boring. I mean, he's not a bad manager.
I love it. Fuck him.
He's
Fuck
playing
him.
in
Let him be angry. It's great.
But he's playing in a regional team. You know what I mean? Come on, for fuck's sake! It's like fucking something in the Vanarama League or something. You know what I mean? It's that level of club. You know what I mean? He's elevated above.
I haven't heard that mentioned in a long time.
You know what I mean? The GA and Vauxhall Conference level football. That's what Kilmarnock is. It's a small regional town on the fucking coast, and he's done not a bad job with them. He's up against a team that's been assembled with the fucking few quid, a massive big club. There's no shame in going down 2-1. And you go out and shame your fucking self by talking balls. You know what I mean? Absolute fucking kick.
Some other blue nose hero of his is going, well done, Derek. Well done.
No, I know, but it's just ridiculous. Like, he looks like a fucking cunt.
Well, that's
and there's just I'll tell you this here too. Right, but there's also, if you look at the matches over the last few weeks as well, all our free kicks and all our fucking things that go for us are all hard cut. Like, you've seen blatant penalties, like the one blatant fouls and things like the one like the one at the weekend with a handball. Like, fair enough. The rules of the game are laid down, and it says if the ball had went into the net, then directly from the guy's hand it would have been ruled out. But because it bounced off and blah 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 advantage, and there's all this Celtic looking at advantage. Yes, Celtic are fucking they're looking to get it stopped. And you're going, it's a legitimate talking point, because Rangers players have handled the fucking ball in the box and nobody's give a fuck. Golson was playing basketball for most of the time he was fucking here. You know what I mean? And it's like small errors that we make are being blown up the fuck as if it's like this is scandalous. Like, this team are a fucking scandal. And it's fucking nuts. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. We're streets ahead in the league, deservedly. I mean, the team has been really good. And yes, we've had the odd bobble, as I say, but we've been fucking good value. And like, there's no real credit given their, and the Huns get a fucking win against some fucking bunch of dicks and everybody's all raving about it and stuff like that. And we're just going ahead and doing our business. It's fucking nuts. And people like McGuinness are just totally indicative of it. We fucking men running wee clubs. And I'm sure we'll talk about Jimmy Collar later on at some fucking stage too. And he's another perfect fucking example of it. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it'll never change. Do you know what I mean? We just need to lord it over these people.
They all stand a chance of getting the Huns job, but that's what they think in their heads. Is that not what it is? No.
That's fucking madness. Like, McGuinness was offered the Huns job a couple of years ago and knocked it back. They're never going to take him now. Unless he takes Kilmarnock at like a Europa Cup final or something like that. They're not going to go for him now.
Well, he's not going to be doing that. He'll not be taking them in the Europa Cup, never mind the cup final.
Exactly, that's my point. Like, it's not happening for him. He had his chance. He knocked it back. The first, if they give him that job now, the first question at the press conference is going to be, so why did you knock it back 5 years ago when you could have had a fucking chance to do it? You know what I mean? So you know you're off to the worst possible start. You know what I mean? And it's like, you play for a small club. Your team actually performed not too bad. I mean, they weren't the worst fucking team we've seen at Celtic Park all year. But there was just that touch of class above. So as Liam says, like, Liam just laid that out. That's exactly what happened. There was a foul. And Celtic ended up fucking doing themselves out of yardage, kicking from the wrong fucking spot. Again, no advantage for it whatsoever. And it had no real effect on what happened, whatever amount of seconds or minutes later on. Because Kilmarnock had ample opportunity to clear balls, fucking clear lanes, whatever else the fuck. What are you talking about, you fucking numbskull? Do you know what I mean? It's and some people say, well, he has to back up his own team. Well, fair enough. But you're actually making a fucking cunt of them. By the way you're talking, you just sound like a fucking arsehole. You know, and it's if it was once in a while, you'd be going, well, look, if a guy's pissed off, for fuck's sake, you know what I mean? But it's constant, absolutely fucking constant.
Just seen the chat there. Kevin Gallagher posted the reason he gave it up, the chance, did they not want him to ditch Tony Docherty? He was his assistant at the time.
Yeah,
They refused. Yes.
So maybe that's why he didn't take it.
No, it is. That was definitely the rumor that they wouldn't let Docherty.
Aye, because I'd heard that as well, but I didn't know if it was fact or not.
Yeah, well, none of us really do, but that was definitely one of the reasons offered by the Chatterati at the time. You know what I mean? And it's like it used to be infuriating, but now you're just like, fuck it. They'll never change. They'll never ever change. You know. And as I say, he could take the Rangers job and probably do not bad with them, but you would be treated to the same bollocks every match. Do you know what I mean? And Brendan Rodgers can be nippy. Like he can be nippy at times the way he nipped at the fans the other week. Do you know what I mean? But you don't actually ever listen to him and go, what a load of bollocks. You know, he'll say, look, shit happened, and you know, he did it last week. He said, look, 3-3, and you know, he defended his players. He said, look, it's been a fucking busy time. And you can understand McGuinness doing that, but to pick on such a fucking random
but the fact
incident.
as well is every time we play them, every single time, when we even thump them, when they thumped them to win the league last year down there, it doesn't give us any credit, ever. He just talks about the same team.
And that's fair enough, Jason. I don't expect any fucking Scottish
surely, like, when we get beat in Borussia Dortmund, fucking Rodgers comes out and says fucking class above, you know. And
listen, that's actually the natural reaction. The natural reaction is we're playing a better side. Fucking hell, they're outstanding. Like anybody would do. If we played like when we played Real Madrid, we did really well in the first half, and then they just come out and fucking blew us away. You know what I mean? You know you're operating at a different standard than the standard that you're at. So the natural reaction is to say, so you know who used to do it all the time? All the fucking time. Jim Leishman. Jim Leishman used to come out and say, Jim, your team got hammered fucking 5-0 a day by Celtic. And he went, I know, but we were playing the famous Glasgow Celtic. I actually remember him saying that on the radio. And he fell off the fucking chair. He said, we're playing the famous Glasgow Celtic today. It's a serious team. He says, they're a European standard team. He says, and our team just aren't there yet. He says, me and Davey are here to make it happen, but you have to recognise that the calibre of opposition we were up against today, and our boys, in fairness to them, didn't do too badly. You know, blah, blah, blah. So that's my point. Like you can understand any manager kind of wanting to protect his players, but to go on about a throw-in or a fucking, you know what I mean, like something fucking daft that had no material effect on anything at all that day. It's like they grab on to just one thing. And like we were talking about, were we talking about James McFadden or was it on the huddle board? Like, see him,
probably.
Like, fuck me. Like, you go to the games, and sometimes I'm glad you do. To see to have to listen to that level of fucking nonsense.
Is he all right?
He has been all right.
Jason,
lately, you're kind of going like, shut the
Jason,
fuck up.
He's a fucking dickhead. He's a dreary, number one, he's a dreary cunt. Fuck sitting in the bar beside him. But his analysis is awful. And I actually thought he was somebody else the other week. It was only at half time when they said, back now to fucking Ian Crocker and James McFadden. And I went, is that who that was? He was fucking diabolical.
I like him. I think he comes out.
No, Jason, listen to me. See if you listen to him commentating that match the other week, you would not be saying that. Now, he sits in that fucking studio. He sits in that studio smirking between Chris Boyd and Chris Sutton. So you don't really notice him because you're laughing your balls off at both of them or two. See when they put him on with Crocker, he was fucking diabolical. It was actually a big threat in the huddle board. That's what it was. It was like shocking that this cunt.
I must admit, I've seen him on sports, seen him that when I'm watching highlights back, and I like him. Obviously,
Well,
he wore the famous royal blue of Everton FC, so I'm a little bit fucking
Well,
biased.
he should fucking stay down doing Everton matches because, honest to God, like it was embarrassing. But see, there was an incident in the box. It was the one where Yang got the boot in the fucking chest. It was the penalty decision, and he refused to change his mind. And like he's not alone there. Davy Proven used to do it. Davy Proven used to just declare his hand instead of waiting for the replay. He would never change his mind. And McFadden embarrassed himself. He did exactly the same and went on about it.
I'm not saying this because you said it right, but see, when I was watching the highlights back in the Ross County game, I was looking at it and I'm saying that guy didn't try to bring him down. That guy tried.
No.
But he didn't touch the ball, so he did bring him down. So it's a penalty.
But here's the thing. See, the angles that they were showing you were off on the side. There was an angle from behind the goal, and it couldn't have been fucking clear.
No. I totally agree with you. But see, the first couple of times, the first couple, that's wrong. So that's wrong. He should have changed his mind. Because the thing is, it's no contact in the ball until Yang's in the deck.
Exactly. So, it was 100%. It wasn't even a fucking argument. I don't even know why they were even debating.
Oh, he didn't try.
But he set the. But McFadden set the standard for the discourse that followed, and they were all saying, "Oh, debatable." It wasn't fucking debatable. There was no debate. When you saw that from the angle from behind the goal, he booted him in the fucking chest and didn't touch the ball. Now you couldn't really see it from the other angles or whatever else. And then was it not the one where they were talking about the?
You see Marty? Was it me? Somebody?
He's just disappeared.
He's talking fucking shite anyways, and some of
The internet has decided.
That's decided that you're off in one, Marty. Fucking come back to us now. Right,
but this is the same argument about McInnes and all. It's like these wee minor moments in our matches are blown up like they're a disaster. This is fucking terrible, blah blah blah. And you're going, if this was the English football or the championship in England, whatever, this would not even be debated.
Can I
you might argue that it's because you need talking points in football and they want debate, blah blah blah. Maybe it's a bit boring that Celtic are fucking wiping everybody out.
That's press and media driven. That's all talking points and talking heads.
You know what I mean?
Here's what. See, the other week, I was watching the game the other week, right on me thing, me stick out, and there was a glitch, and all the commentary dropped away, and all that was left was the noise of the crowd for about 10 to 15 minutes, and I was like, "This is exactly the way I want to watch football." I don't want to listen to someone can't tell me what's going on, his opinion, some fucking stats. I want to watch what's actually happening on. I actually think commentary is a fucking distraction to the extra game.
All right.
In the very odd occasion I've watched Celtic TV, I think I'd rather have James McFadden on rather than Peter Grant.
But listen,
aye. Peter Grant sounds like he's giving you the last rites, for fuck's sake.
That's the point Joe's making. That's the point Joe's making. You know, I mean, you're better off sometimes without the fucking commentary. But in fairness to Peter Grant, Peter Grant's not
back in There's a Sky, and you could do that. You'd be able to have the option to turn the commentary off.
Brilliant. It was great. Fucking
Peter Grant's Celtic to the core, you know, and he's
Jason, I know, but that's not my point.
Doesn't make him an orator.
No, but in fairness to Peter Grant's on a club channel. Nobody really cares what he says. He says it, and that's it. These other guys are on, national broadcasters, and they're setting the debate for the next 5 days. It's fucking nuts.
But that's,
Peter Grant's only on our club channel.
Isn't that the strategy, Marty? Isn't that the way it works?
Must be. That's my point.
How do you feed the machine weekly unless you have things to feed the machine?
Be controversial when you can, probably.
I mean, listen, it would be really easy to have 2 Rangers, 5 Rangers, ex-Rangers players sit there and fucking commentate on a Rangers match. But what the fuck's that going to do for fucking, whatever other parts of your channels or media or that you need to be feeding the content? You need to have a Rangers guy and a Celtic guy, or 2 Celtic guys and a Rangers guy, or someone like Jason Fadden, play for Motherwell, but also Celtic man. I mean, it's all fucking, it's all kind of strategized. That's why I kind of like tune in 5 minutes before the game starts. and then turn the fucker
By
off.
the way, can you rewind this anyway? We were at the Kilmarnock game, right, and we missed the main event. We've not spoke about it. The king himself come up with a winner. The god, Zeus.
Dyson.
He is.
Do you know what though? I think Nicholas Kuhn was pissed off. He didn't just fucking square it back to him for a tap in. Liam mentioned that earlier.
Dyson going on his right foot. There was never going to be a mistake here. He gets another one as well, and he's really unlucky. It looked as if it was onside.
That was definitely a fucking debate. You know, right? Here, what about the fucking keeper? What about the keeper to start?
Do you know what I mean?
Holy fuck! What a clatter! They left it out of the highlights.
Aye, couldn't batter into him, was it?
Yeah, I mean, he should have scored, Jason. It was a terrible touch for him, to be fair, but there should have been one up at 30 seconds, man.
Fucking hair, he had like an extension hair. Big cartoon bump. Fucking.
I didn't see it.
Three birds whistling around his head.
I didn't spot that on the footage. Like I hadn't seen it in the highlights, but
no, it's not on the highlights. Cut it all out. But see when it was live, fuck me, you seen him coming off the pitch and his whole hair had just started to fucking. I'm sure he went to hospital. He probably had concussion. But again, that was from the first minute. I mean, they set the standard. They went for it. Adam Eden as well. We haven't really spoke much about Adam Eden, but he has a goal coming on him soon.
Fucking needs it.
He does. I've not much worries with him, and it's like obviously the price tag's hanging over him, but that's fuck all to do with him. Do Celtic paid the money for him. He's proven he scores on the big occasion for us, and I'm sure he will when he gets his shooting boots back on, but it's just not happening for him now. But I thought in the Ross County game, he had a load of good link-up play and everything. So,
right, here's the thing about even the good times of football, right? Is there ever not a heel in a football team? Is there ever not someone that gets the shit? It was fucking James Forrest for a long time, and he's clearly a club legend with a fucking incredible track record. And even he was the heel for fucking many years. You know what I mean? So there's always some contact that's going to be the heel, and there's always somebody looking to defend somebody that's going to be the heel. I mean, there's never. I mean, let's try and think of the best time we had like watching football teams. Like, probably go back to Seville. Say Seville, right? Who was the heel in that team? Who was the cunt you looked at and went, he's fucking
Rob Douglas.
Rob Douglas. There you go.
Momo
Silla, another one. There's always somebody pointing out going like, he's not up to it. You know what I mean? But yet.
You've got guys now actually comparing Diddy Agarth to Dyson Maeda and that, saying he's good as. I'm like, Diddy Agarth was fucking 50 grand. He was a right good signing. He was pacey and everything, but he fucking wasn't in Dyson Maeda fucking territory.
Diddy Agarth was like finding a really quality fucking tool in a bargain bin somewhere. No, what's the fee quid? Fuck me. He was well known for the one in the stand as well when he fucking cut the byline. I love Diddy Agarth, see when he was running with the ball. The guy who was ready to put the hang in, he would just tip it in front of him and get rid of him. He was deadly at that. His pace was fucking wild. He was a good player for us. See when he got the ball, looked at the player, and he kind of hunched his shoulders a wee bit. You knew he was going. He was off. You go like, oh, he's about to go, and then he was done. And he was, do you see? Once the shoulders went hunched, he was like, I'm out of here.
There's always probably you're maybe looking at start of this season. We were deadly, So there wasn't many people getting it in the neck. Ange. In his second season with us, there wasn't many getting it in the neck. Everybody was contributing. The football was excellent. But as I say, that run of games we had at the first half of the season, it's fucking unbelievable. And it's just getting to the stage now. We've had a wee dip off in form. I think everybody would agree that. But again, it definitely goes down to the squad rotation. So I don't think there's anything to worry about. And we're not at the woods yet because we've still got. I mean, when does this subside? So is it after the Villa game, then we stop having midweek games?
No, because there's a chance we'll get through, and if we get through into the next fucking round, then we're going to have another couple of fucking midweek games in February.
But would that wouldn't be the following weekend?
No, you'd probably get a week and possibly 2 weeks because they've got to fit those playoffs in. Those 2 legs of the playoffs in between when the next round is going to happen. The last 16 essentially is going to happen.
Aye, and if we get through,
Which can't be which can't be miles away. It needs to be within a number of weeks. Like
it's in February.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, so it's
12. So you're getting one week without a midweek. Because obviously we're playing Villa in the last week of January midweek.
Yeah.
So we're getting 1 free week between.
Where's the draw? Where's the draw then?
The draw on the Friday after Villa.
Aye, the draw will be in the Friday after Villa, probably, or the Thursday, maybe the Thursday.
That'll be fucking flight scramble city.
When the draw is after the Dundee derby, the night into the draw for the Scottish Cup.
Should be, yeah.
The thing is, it'll be on after this match.
The thing is, after the Villa game, you're gonna know it's going to be one of two teams who you're playing.
That's right.
That's right.
Oh, because the way the numbers go.
Yeah. So and you know when the second leg's going to be as well, so you can kind of work out.
Okay. So it's not necessarily a draw; it's more of a pairing.
It's
one of two.
Teams. Yeah.
So they basically do the draw, but you can only draw one of two teams. So if we finish in 9th through to 24th.
Yeah,
that's right. And it's 9th through to 24th. Yeah. So if we finish
17 down.
Aye, so if you finish 17th or 18th, you're drawn 16th or 15th. No, it won't be.
No, is it
not? That would be right. That would be right.
Yeah.
That would be right. Okay. Aye, because it works its way out the way. Because obviously, if you finish 9th, you'll play 24th. If 9th or 10th, you'll play 24th or 23rd.
Yeah, that's it. And you'll be home first if you're in the bottom. If you're in the bottom of the 16, you're home first.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And see, do you think in this day and age, right, in European football, do you think being home second gives you a massive advantage?
Well, I'm not sure the away goals have scrapped now, aren't they?
This is it, and it's a funny thing because I can always remember, right, see when you were a kid, if you played away from home in Europe and you drew, and especially a score draw, people would be celebrating on the park.
Yeah.
Because you'd be confident of bringing them back to your own gaff. And because that was when I'm talking the 80s, the early 80s, there wasn't the big money disparity, right? So you were playing any team in Europe, and any team if you were in the Champions or the European Cup, and you were playing the Yugoslavian champions, like they were every bit as good as the Russian champions, or do you know what I mean? There wasn't really that thing that they weren't world super, because if you played the champions of Italy, they had 11 Italians in the team. The champions of Spain had 11 Spaniards in the team. You know, it wasn't like this worldwide conglomerate of superstars. You know, it's just lately that's happened, and then obviously you're getting these mental results in Europe where teams are getting absolutely pumped senseless with teams with plenty of money. So I don't know because if you play at home first and say you get a 2-0 win, you would take that any day of the week to go away from home.
You would, but how many times, well, especially the 80s, like you're talking about there, how many times did Celtic win by a couple and then get beat 3 or 4 away?
But we did it in the opposite as well. We lost 2-0 to Cologne away, beat them 3-0 at Celtic Park.
It just seemed to be more of a common turnaround back in them days, didn't it, both ways?
Aye. The Partizan Belgrade one, obviously the away goals, you know, but I don't really. It was always deemed as a big, massive advantage if you were drawn to play your second leg. And I think back then it was the draw. You know, you were drawn to play a team and then they drew who was home first, who was away first. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't think it was to do with how high your country was rated. I don't think there was ratings for countries back then. It was just champions of Europe. And then if you finished second or third, you were in the UEFA Cup. If you won the Cup, you were in the Cup Winners' Cup.
It was just out the hat. Will you ever come out the hat first? I think we'd be at home first, as simple as that.
Aye, but it's an interesting thing because when we look back for the qualifiers, that time I went to Zagreb, we beat them 1-0 at Celtic Park, but you go there and we just fucking Blinker had a great chance to put us 2-0 up, and that means they didn't need to score 3. Transpired they did score 3 anyway, beat us 3-0 earlier. But you think to yourself, now our team's more astute. Say you were to get a 2-0 lead and then you were to go over there. There isn't the emphasis on away goals.
Well, carry on, mate. Sorry, I'll come back on.
It's the thing is that you're playing at home. You're playing away first and you're 1-0 down. Do you just settle for that? You know, you don't push for an equaliser because you think you'll get them when you get back home because your away goal isn't counting double. Or if it's 0-0, you'll defend and you won't bother attacking because you'll say, right, I'll get them back to Celtic. But because it's a massive advantage, I would say, if you drew away from home the first leg and then you get them home, because they're not getting any advantage with scoring at your ground, and you've obviously got the advantage of playing at your home ground. It's a different dynamic now compared to what it was years ago with away goals.
Yeah. Here's a bit of context to what you're saying then, right? So if we finished 23rd or 24th, let's say the table doesn't change in the next 2 games, right? We'd play either Dortmund or Bayern Munich. That's tough, right? If we stay 21st where we are now, we play either Atletico Madrid or AC Milan.
AC Milan, you would take them.
More of a chance against them.
Fine margins though, it's fine margins.
Yeah. If we jumped up a little bit, then the next pairing is Atalanta and Juventus, which is tough.
That's mega tough. We've been to Atalanta and already got it. Do you know what would be a killer? The killer drawing Atalanta again. See a team that you played. For the away trip.
Yeah.
Well,
I've got this mad scenario in my head, Jason, that we go to Villa and it's absolute fucking carnage and chaos, and then we get them in the playoffs straight after.
Could that happen?
Yeah, well, yeah, they could. I mean, they could lose tomorrow and then draw against us or something and be out the top 8. Yeah, it's definitely possible. The 5th just now, but it could change. So that's the calibre. Then if you drop to the last 2 teams in the top 8 of the playoffs, Benfica and Monaco, and you start to think a bit more of a chance there.
Oh, aye. But none of them are going to be easy.
No, I mean, you look at, we're 21st, Real Madrid 20th, PSG 25th. They're not even in the playoffs, and they're playing Man City, who are below us. They're playing this week, them two. Fucking crazy, man.
Yes, it's very much a fucking bit of a soup until the last day. Like, really, is it like?
Yeah. If Man City beat them, who are back in form now, PSG could not even get in the playoffs, possibly.
But either way, we're not getting a fucking easy raid. I mean,
just need a bit of luck, don't you? That's the way it goes. So.
Fucking, you mentioned Dortmund there. I got a shiver in my spine.
Okay. But you've got teams like Sporting.
Well, I don't think I don't think the Dortmund game will be the same as the last one. We might not win it, but Rodgers will not be giving up those goals again. I don't think.
I get that, Marty, but there's the danger. I think we're wiser now than we were when we played them, right? And obviously Rodgers will take all that credit, but it's still very formidable. But see, when you look at it, Liam, I've just got the league up there.
Yeah.
The 15th down the way, you're Benfica, Monaco, Sporting Lisbon, Feyenoord, Club
That's
Brugge.
what I said, yeah. I just said that, yeah.
So you've got all them, then you've got Real Madrid, then us.
Yeah.
So it's all going to change. Is there a possibility us with 9 points we can qualify? See, we're to lose the 2 games.
Yeah.
Obviously is.
Very small, but yeah, there is.
Dinamo Zagreb are going to probably lose their 2 games. You would think. PSV Eindhoven, don't know who they've got.
Thing is, if we win Wednesday, which we're expecting to, that shoves us up the way a bit as well. So
big time.
Different complex on it, and just looking at the table there, Dortmund are 10th in the domestic league just now.
Aye, and that would put us up to their games getting played. It would put us up to joint 9th to 12th.
So coming on Wednesday, Young Boys all they really want is to fucking win a game at this point.
So
Scott is 1-on-1 very good.
It's very good.
I've not listened to it. I'm going to listen to it tomorrow. So They've got a free roll of the dice, haven't they? They've got nothing to lose, and this is a kind of dangerous opponent for me because.
Like, take it for what it is. They're not really that good of a team. They haven't been a good team the whole fucking year. They're struggling still at home. They drew, I think, 0-0 at the weekend with the bottom team in their league, and they've a new manager. That was their first competitive game in about a month, so he hasn't had much football with them. So look, you're hoping that even if you scored early, they would just fucking sort of throw in the towel. Scott says we will definitely, or the guy who was talking said we will. Celtic will 100% get chances. They're very slack. So it's up to us to make sure that we're fucking on our game.
I'm just worried of some cunt in our team who's never heard of him in Europe giving the shoosh to a sale in Celtic Park. You know where this happens sometimes in the past? Go like, this will be all right. And the next thing is fucking nobody turns up. You're like, what the fuck?
Just have to be a fella.
I'll tell you what as well. I know the Green Brigade and that have put a bit of a statement about the fans, etc. But seen Wednesday night.
Oh, sorry. Up. Not allowed to call it a statement. They weren't very happy. You're not allowed to call it. It was not a statement. They said it was a leaflet.
Leaflet, right? Whatever it was. Right, I don't know.
A bugle.
Fucking nippy sweeties.
Right, there was a carrier pigeon notice sent out.
A raven from
the fucking Tower of London fucking landed fucking swiftly.
There was a pronouncement. A town crier was employed.
My lord, a rider approaches.
Hey. Fuck's sake. For a bunch of wee lads who aren't afraid to get fucking battered, they're awful touchy sometimes. Fuck's sake. I'm down, lads.
I've missed all this, right? I've been involved in this too. So has there been a bit of chaos because it was deemed as a statement? There wasn't a statement.
They weren't happy with it being called a statement. They said it was a bulletin.
Right. So there was a parish missalette sent out, right?
North Curve Telegraph.
There was a parish missalette.
There was a ham radio operator. Fucking come in, rubber duck. See me fucking radio on the
go. Hear you loud and clear, big dog.
10-4, old buddy. Here comes the fucking pig pound.
So
fucking touchy bastards. Fucking cheer up, lads, will you? For fuck's sake.
Fucking went for Santa's scalpers, they what? The fucking gnomes.
Oh my god. Oh fuck.
Come on. So anyway, there was a message, right? There was a message. Let's call it a message.
Communique.
And it basically, and cut it into a few words. Everybody's got their part to play. So I totally agree with them. You know, and seeing Wednesday night, we need to have that fucking ground lifted off the ground. You know,
there was a good response. So obviously it drew the usual fucking, you know what I mean, constant arguing and moaning and whatever else. But there was a response that said, "We're turning into a crowd instead of a support." That was quite a good.
Scott's mentioned it loads of times, and I'm definitely in Scott's corner. You know, I do sing the odd time. You know, I won't be off my seat all the time, but I will be up singing pretty regular. But definitely know as much as I should, and like.
And see, in fairness to the Green Brigade, they give them their fucking dues. I actually don't think that bulletin was aimed at the Celtic support. I think it was for everyone in the North Curve. Do you know what I mean? I think their point was that people are coming in and just enjoying the atmosphere in the curve, but there's a
way again, isn't it?
Marty's gone again. Danny.
The internet was wrong this time. He was going to say a salient point.
He's been eliminated from the airwaves. He's been censored. Anyway, it's one of them electrical devices that his house is being pulsed. Shut that cunt down. Shut it down.
The GB are on to him.
What the fuck? Can you not hear me?
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
On you go, mate.
Oh, he's totally gone now. Fuck with hell.
Is he gone?
He's going to come back on in a second.
He'll be back. No, but it's like they've got a point, and everybody in that stadium, I mean, we all fucking crave Celtic to win, but we all need to play our part in that state. Because see the last Champions League game is a turn your camera up your fucking go ball. Can you hear us now, Marty boy?
Imagine sitting that angle when you're laying in bed with them.
Look as if he just get off his chair there. Like back up. Oh, Jesus. But, no, to the point, we're all craving a Celtic victory, right? And the last Champions League game, was the last Champions League game Club Brugge at Celtic Park?
Aye.
I thought the atmosphere in our side was terrible, and it was awful, and it was like as if people were expecting a victory.
Well, again, this is something up today. I was talking to Cormac Ryan. I met Cormac today to bring over the bourbon for the raffle winner, the Scotland on the bus and Leaf Podrick. And he said, like, see, going to the Club Brugge game, he said, I was really uncomfortable with the confidence everybody had. Really uncomfortable, going like, well, everybody thinks this is a gimme. It's not a gimme, right? And it turned out to be like everybody was going in, going, this is the game where we're going to advance. And you're like, that's not really how it works, right?
I think, Joe, we were just so good against Leipzig, weren't we? And it was the game before that. So I think it was just, carry on from expectation from that game. We were so good. People thought Bruges had stepped down from Leipzig. And, I think it was just a bit getting carried away a little bit, myself included. I thought we were going to stroll for the game. Not stroll through, but I thought we'd win again, win well. But the performance level was much different against Bruges. A lot of that was down to Bruges, in fairness, as well, than it was against Leipzig.
But here's the thing. I kind of get where they're coming from with that communique, right? In that people are turning up expecting to experience a phenomenal atmosphere without having to actually contribute to the atmosphere they're standing in sometimes. I mean, it's almost like you turn out going like, oh, I'm just here to see it. You're like, well, you're standing in the fucking stands and you have a seat. You are it. So get to fucking moving, get to making noise, get to having a good time.
Yeah, the atmosphere has been shit, Joe, for a while, to be honest with you. It's not, I can't remember the last really, really good game we had atmosphere-wise, Champions League. Leipzig was good because we played so well, I guess, but like in general, it's not. The start's really good. It's always really good, but it doesn't take long for it to fizzle out.
Aye. And there'll definitely be nerves on Wednesday night, because people are desperate for us to win. But we just need to keep with the team. If it's 0-0 at half time, it's like you need to keep with the team. Everybody should make it rocket. Excuse me. Oh dear, excuse me.
Gesundheit.
But we've all got a part to play. So just let's hope the place is absolutely rocking, because Celtic Park is renowned for this unbelievable atmosphere, right? See us that go week in, week out, right? It's not true. It just isn't true. It is amazing at times, and it can be the most unbelievable fitness stadium on earth, but you just know it's not true week in, week out. And as I say, fair play, massive kudos to the both ultra groups, because they try their absolute damnedest to get it going. But the rest is just don't contribute enough. And I think the message was right, and it kind of struck a chord with me. And I would just like more people to get involved, myself included. And then hopefully it'll start on Wednesday night. So, what do you think, Liam?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, mate. There's a big chat on the Huddle board about it, which I found quite interesting as well. And people talking about a few years back, maybe when the Ultras started, there was a lot more of these kind of like, I don't know what, pop disco type tunes, you know what I mean, that kind of were easy to join in with and get people going. And
that's a fair point, to be honest with you, because the song that, do you know, it's a very good point, because when we look back after Rodgers had his strop and they actually started singing all the old songs, I thought the atmosphere in the stadium was absolutely brilliant. It was electric.
Yeah.
So it's maybe just the song choices we've got now that's available to us, and we've still got all the old classics. So do we just come to that?
Yeah, there's not many we sing for the players anymore, is there? You know, it seems to be there isn't too many. You know, some of the revs are kind of a bit more quieter and a bit slow and longer as well. And some, I don't know, maybe it's just maybe it's just some of the songs we're getting just now. You've seen a lot of games, the last 4 or 5 home games. You know, huge numbers of empty seats there, and you know, it's understandable. It's January, it's midweek games, it's not great times, but you know, because Celtic won't invest in a resale scheme at all, then you know, you don't give people the opportunity who wouldn't normally go, that might bring a bit of atmosphere. You know, if they're not there every week and kind of getting that bit of excitement. And I definitely think the success has really made people complacent, if not spoiled. You know, whichever one you want to use, it's people are just literally turning up and they're just expecting the team to roll out a 4 or 5-0 win. And keep everyone entertained. So it's really dumbed down. And even the European games, which I could always rely on, it's good. It always starts off really well, but I don't know. I don't even seem to see the same amount of steamers at the game anymore that you used to see.
That's a point as well. Bloody families.
It could be. I mean, you know, the thing is, you don't get an away support, do you? Really, you know, very rarely you get any numbers, and if you do, you don't hear much from them, which, you know, you don't have that spice in the game where you're thinking, right, it's going to be a tough game today, or a bit of that tension's not there. So I think there's a whole host of reasons, and I think, you know, what they're saying is in the standing section from the back, you know, the middle to the back, it's just pretty quiet, and it's just people that like standing at games rather than wanting to sing. I always looked at it as a singing section rather than a standing section, but I suppose you could argue it both ways, couldn't you?
Aye, well, you're right, because behind, like, the guys that stand behind, and we know plenty of them that stand there. You don't really see that getting involved in much of the songs. Well, it doesn't look like they do. They're definitely all bouncing about. It's fair enough, but I don't know. You don't really see like the full section kind of going for it. Yeah. Which, it's fair enough. You know, they're entitled to do what they want.
I think people are self-conscious. They're going like, should I? Shouldn't I? I'll just sit here and fucking drink my bottle.
Aye. Right. Whereas away games are totally different. You've got one end behind a goal and everybody sings the songs, you know. But I think maybe the song choice, that's a good point, Liam. I hadn't really thought about it. Because when you had, like, when everybody was just, I just can't get enough and stuff like that. When that started, everybody was up for it in a full stadium, you know.
Yeah.
And whether you like the Rebels or not, I mean, that's the thing. When you sing Rebel songs, a lot of folk don't want to sing that, right? So they won't really get involved in it. So that's fair enough. So you're alienating a part of the support when you're singing that stuff. But that's entirely up to who's starting the songs, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But then you had, like, I Want to Be Edward and stuff like that. The full grun was getting involved in it, you know, and it was just, place was absolutely bouncing. You know, when there was certain songs that everybody could relate to, you know, music for their youth, and just, it was brilliant, you know, so...
Do you know what we need? We need a James Forrest song to bring the world together, like Band-Aid. Please. We need a James Forrest song to fucking help us heal, because it's a travesty that boy hasn't got a song.
Of creation, it's the only explanation I shall find.
I ain't had that one. Can't do that.
I know, but so I saw a song in that kind of genre we're looking for.
All right, something nice and bouncy, KG.
You need to explain that. You're down with the youth, Joe. I've no clue.
No, nice and bouncy in the KG and a guitar at KG. Something fucking everybody can get their head around. Just need to find the right popular level of tune to fucking put James Forrest into. I mean,
I'm not entirely sure it should be James Forrest, but anybody, you know, just anybody at all. And I know they've got that one American Boy, but hardly anybody will know the words of that. And that's,
you know what, though? I'm not mad about that. I think that's a bit fucking... It's a bit too disco.
Aye.
Right?
Well, one of the other points Jason they made in that chat was, people obviously not giving up the season tickets. So a lot of the, if you go back to O'Neill's time, a lot of people going to games maybe at 20, 30. They're all like us, 50 odd now. Do you know what I mean? So less inclined to probably sing along, especially if you're in different parts of the ground. So maybe it's a demographic thing and an age thing as well. I don't know, but you would like to see the people that want to jump about and sing get given the right area to go and do that. And I know the Celtic end is a great idea, and it would be amazing if they could pull it off. I don't know if there's demand to fill a whole standing section behind a goal or not.
Here's the thing, right? I mean,
100% would be.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, right? But I've come back from games in the past when I was younger and had no voice. I'm sure you've had the same experience, like.
Yeah.
Aye. But obviously, when you're 50 odd, that's not really going to happen, But you do come back hoarse with shouting at times, But it's like I kind of just watch the game, and it's But like Wednesday night, everybody's got to get involved because they players need to feel it, and they've got to be the 12th man.
The thing is, Jason, yourself, right back. You go back to O'Neill's days, right? Some random steamer would just start something off in the north stand, and then himself for 20 seconds, and everyone else would join in, right? But if you did that now, you'd feel totally self-conscious unless you were proper steaming, because everyone just sits and listens to the boys or the Green Brigade. Nobody really starts or bothers.
I mind when you were younger, going to the game, 16, 17, it was a big buzz. If you started a song, you're in the away end at the cage or whatever, and you started a song and the full play started again, you're buzzing, But everybody, it was just a free for all, and that's kind of the way it was. It's kind of totally. Fitbit has changed, and it's became like. I mean, we have still got a semblance of an atmosphere, right? You look down in England, and that's fucking dead. But for instance, I can use Athletic Club as an example, and you stood in that section behind the goal there. That stadium is absolutely bouncing, but no, the rest of the ground will join in at every time. But if there's a goal goes in, then it's like fucking hell. It's so loud, and everybody gets involved. But that full end behind the goal just don't stop, So
and is that for every game, Jace? Because obviously it was a derby game. Every game, yeah.
Well, I was there at the Atletico Madrid game last season as well, and just absolutely constant. It was 0-0 until they couldn't score. We got a goal disallowed start of the second half, but then they scored the winner at the end. And as I say, it was constant all the way. Just everybody behind the goal, fucking singing. And Eusebio and all that are in there up the back of it, and they're all joining in. I'm not saying everybody behind the goal's joining in, but massive amounts of them are. And it just lends itself to an absolutely brilliant atmosphere. So the Celtic end for me would be an absolute no-brainer. But whether the club's getting the appetite to do it, I probably don't think so.
It's not just that as well, is it? Like we said, because there's people who've had them seats for so long. It genuinely doesn't bother me. I'd sit anywhere in the ground. It doesn't bother me at all. Do you know what I mean? I'm not attached to my seat, but I know a lot of people are. A lot of people would have no interest in moving for the greater good sort of thing, and that's going to be a challenge for trying to do anything like that.
But you're going to have challenges to do anything, so you need to just take them on board and just go for it.
Yeah, it's definitely better behind the goal if you could get something like that. And it's a bit of a shame having two groups that are the opposite sides, because
exactly.
See where I sit, like I'm right in the middle of the two of them, so I don't really get the benefit of either of them, if you know what I mean. Where you're much closer to the Green Brigade, which is good. And obviously, you wouldn't put the boys in the back of the Green Brigade section now, even if you were to recalibrate, because they're different groups, I suppose, aren't they? Just now doing their own thing, so that wouldn't really help too much either. So I don't know, but
is it just time that we just accept that Fitbis became bland and boring in a supporter context?
Well, I think it's a bit exceptional for us because we've had unprecedented success, haven't we, for so long now? And when's the last time you went to a game genuinely nervous, a home game? Even the derby games, I don't feel any nerves at all for them. Whereas you used to wake up, feel sick in the pit of your stomach as soon as you woke up in the morning. You know, I couldn't remember the last time I went there nervous about not winning.
Maybe the time we beat them, maybe when Ange came in, we beat them 3-0.
Yeah. But look at the atmosphere that night. It was absolutely electric. One of the best we've had.
On the back of lockdown and everything, but it was the perfect storm, wasn't it? We'd lost the league in lockdown, had to get a chance to come and support the team, and then everybody was just giving it with gusto, like 100%. You know, the atmosphere was just unbelievable.
Well, it was. I mean, a night game. It's probably the drunkest I've ever seen Celtic Park en masse. And obviously, and beating them put us ahead of 1 goal difference sort of points. It was a perfect storm, I think, in that regard. And obviously, 3-0 up after first half. I can't remember the exact minutes, but so it was the perfect storm in that regard. But we're just so used to winning, and like I say, I think there is a lot of complacency with people now at these games because it's just been so easy for so long. So I don't know what the answer is, but I'm not. Wednesday might be different. You might, because of the importance of the game and it's European, and if we play well, you might see more singing breaking out from around the stadium. But I don't think you're going to get much of that in league games, are you?
No.
I know, but it couldn't be any worse than the Ruddy Daly years, to be honest.
Well, see, at the end of the day, I'm not too sure, Joe, because everybody at the games then were proper diehards, and we weren't that good, but we're still winning leagues. And
I know, but Jason, go back and watch some of those highlights. But like, there was a massive big flag over the top, fucking, and then fucking, it was just dull. I mean, it was dull. It was dull and it was grim. Whereas, like, I think probably the frustration is there's not many people there. There should be more fucking noise. You know what I mean?
Right. So what we should never do is take the Everton model, because look at the atmosphere they had on Sunday when they beat Spurs. The place was Goodison Park was absolutely rocking. So maybe we just need to turn into absolute shite, then get the odd wee win every now and then.
Alright, that's probably what we should do. You should start saying to them, listen, just start honeydecking the fucking fans, right? Just don't win every game. Just keep it bubbling so cunts are on edge.
But Liam makes a point, because if the league was close, do you know what I mean? If the league was close and it was neck and neck and you were watching the fucking scores every week, and even at the start of the season, the league was close and you were kind of watching the scores, the atmosphere still wasn't great. So I don't know if there is an answer.
We played a midweek game. I can't remember who it was. It was fairly recent, and the Rangers were playing at the same time. There was a boy in front of me. I was up in the 4-4-1. The boy in front of me was on the phone checking the Rangers score more than he was actually watching the Celtic game throughout the game. It's definitely just kind of lost a bit of edge there, which is mad when you think how well we're doing. But I think it's just the way it is, isn't it?
Well, I'll be honest with you, I'm nervous about Wednesday night, and I can't really, obviously I know why, because we could be in for an almighty fucking fall, if we weren't to win this game. So I'm proper buzzing for Wednesday night. I'll have the butterflies never on Wednesday, without a doubt. But I just hope everybody else will, and we can get the place rocking. But I don't know what the answer is. The young ultra groups, they try their absolute damnedest to make it, but I just don't know if there's the appetite with anybody else to take it to anything else.
I suppose that's it. It's just getting more of the young team together, isn't it? And just letting them let off a bit of steam and jump about and have a carry on. That's really what you want. And they're the ones that are probably happy singing away and having a carry on. So that's what you want to do. Just you can't really say everyone at the back of the standing section needs to move out, because they've been there from the start. And look, there is people in there, I guess, that just are happier standing, but are not so bothered about the singing. But ultimately, I guess it's a singing section, isn't it? That's what it's designed to be, as well as a standing section. So it's difficult.
You get Jim and Sarah and Tommy and that out.
Get the old gens out there. But again, it's back to the point I'm saying, Jason. I mean, who do you know has given a season ticket up in the last 10 years or whatever? Like, nobody has really, have they? So, no one's getting an opportunity to come in and get new tickets in there, really.
I know. It's probably just a problem football thing everywhere. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it's got me thinking. I didn't think the podcast was going to go this way, but it has got me pondering loads of things, because I still love going to every game, going to the away games, going on the bus with the mates and, or the train or whatever, and having a day out and going to the game, shouting the team on. And it's like, but the home games are totally different. It's not like that at all.
Yeah, definitely. No, I was down at Villa for the game against Man City. That was a really good atmosphere. But again, that makes the point. That's Villa are the underdogs playing against the main team down there and played really well and beat them. So that he's going to be that buzz down there and that excitement. Whereas we're always the massive favourites to win every game we play at home.
I think the Villa game next week, I think the atmosphere will be absolutely electric.
Yeah, definitely.
Aye.
Yeah, definitely. So that'll be good. We'll cover that next week. So just see. Hopefully, like you said, Wednesday, early goal, that tends to kind of get things going as well, doesn't it? So hopefully we can get a goal and then put a show on. But if we play like we played on Saturday, even with the misses, I'd be confident that we'll get a good result on Wednesday.
I would agree.
It sounded like you said, even with the misses, like it was Donna's fault. Something was going to happen.
Oh, fuck, I've just checked the chat there. PJ's on the chat. PJ, what town is this? What town is it?
The town I love so well.
It's downtown, PJ. That's where you belong. You belong downtown.
What town is this? What a man.
Dirty old town, PJ.
Jason, I've got your quiz question tonight for you.
Have you?
It's a Celtic themed question.
One question,
and I think you're the only one that can answer this, Jason. But Joe, you can have a go, obviously. Right,
let's go.
It's Celtic themed. So,
I'm sure.
Who was the first Scottish player to win a match at the Crucible?
The first
Scottish snooker player or football player?
Scottish snooker player to win a match at the Crucible.
Yeah.
So, in the snooker world championships.
I'm assuming so.
What else do they have there? Anything else?
Right. So before. Right. Well, I know what you're going to say because I've worked it out. Right. Marty McLeod.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd never heard of him before, so I was listening.
At the end of the day, before Stephen Hendry, there was only Marty McLeod, Johnny Ray, Eddie Sinclair, Jim Donnelly.
Aye.
So
I assumed you know them.
Aye. So and then it was when you said that. So Marty McLeod. I don't think he was a Celtic fan.
It's just a name.
That's an unfortunate name to have. Being not a Celtic fan, isn't it? Really?
There you go.
That's like being called Graham Souness and not supporting fucking Rangers.
Aye. Aye. There you go. What year was that?
I don't know. I was just listening to a podcast about it was the top 10 Scottish players of all time. I didn't even know the first few that got mentioned on there. Obviously, you'd know them all, but.
Walter Lindrum, I think he was Scottish. He was one of the old legends.
There was another boy mentioned who's got the highest ever break, 148, was it?
Is that Jamie Burnett?
Yeah, I'm sure it was him. Yeah,
aye, Jamie Burnett.
Do you know what?
He was only a year younger than me. I used to play against him in tournaments and everything.
Speaking of snooker, right? Not what I enjoy doing at Christmas, every Christmas. I hate it at Christmas. I stay in the house and fucking don't really go out and stay with the kids and fucking hang out and watch. I always watch weird and interesting sports I've never watched before at Christmas. I don't know why I do this. It's just a habit. I started watching that. Is it Indian billiards where there's no pockets?
Aye.
And it's all points and it's all fucking angles and it's fucking fascinating.
And they need to play off 3 cushions before they touch the other ball.
It was fucking class. That's why I said it's going like this. It's mental.
Aye. It was because billiards was the original game. You know, that was the one, and then it became fucking quite boring to watch. Obviously, snooker kind of took over. But I think it was invented in India. I think they were maybe the first ones to play it.
That's where, it wasn't really history, but I was just watching these guys play it, like, and it was like fucking, one of them at one point had like different shaped tables and all. It was mad. I mean, but there was no pockets. It was all just fucking, like, it was all points. And like, I know, like everybody playing it was Indian to some degree, Pakistani, Indian, Sri Lankan, whatever the fuck. I mean, but like, you know how, like, seriously, that like those Asian cultures take things like fucking cricket, which are very technical, like, you know, stat fucking points based games, and they're very much the same with this. I mean, it was like fucking hell. It was like, it's mad when you watch somebody play a game that you haven't a fucking clue what's going on, and they're taking it mad seriously, and you kind of start figuring out what they're doing. I mean,
so because there's a game as well. It's Chinese pool, and the prize money is mental. Like, they win $500,000. And stuff like that, winning tournaments, but it's like an 8-foot table. So see how you get like American pool or like bigger tables, but the pockets are massive. These are like bigger tables, like similar. I think maybe a similar size to an American pool table, but they're cut like a snooker table with tight pockets. So it suits a snooker player to play it better. You wouldn't be playing it with the American pool cues and all that kind of stuff, because that's a totally different game. And that's a game a load of the snooker players are getting into, because the Chinese are trying to market it in Europe. You know, so I don't know if maybe one day it can take over the snooker. I don't know, because
Filipinos are mad into the pool, aren't they? There's some
that's American pool that they all play.
Okay.
Because the snooker tried to branch into like the Philippines and Japan and all that, but they all play American pool, so they could never get a foothold in it. But obviously they get into China, and it's just fucking went mental. It's their national sport now.
I suppose pool's got like a quick rotation betting fucking thing that suits Asian culture, doesn't it? Like, you can play game after game after game after game after game. I mean,
and it's like easy. So you could have it in a pub and everybody can play it. You can't put a snooker table in a pub. It's too fucking hard. You know. You know, it's not Disney.
Here, explain this to me, right? That I've never understood. What the fuck is with the wee red dots on fucking the white balls on pool? Some pool.
Just so you can see the way the white's spinning when they play it.
Okay.
And they've got wee diamonds along the table as well. That helps them when they're playing at the snookers. See if you see they've got diamonds along the cushions. No, actually on the cushions, on the wooden bit at the side of it.
So there's actually like sort of like distance markers to a degree.
Aye, they can use that for when they're playing, like, because they snooker each other quite a lot, so they can use them as guides where to play side and all that, so they can get round. But it's still dead technical. I mean, American pool, it looks dead easy, right? You go and play somebody that's good at it, fucking they'll beat you fucking 10-0. You know, it's like you can pot the 9 after the break and you can win the odds frame and that, but people are good at it. Snooker players are useless at it.
But then again, I did see Henry one point playing fucking pool players, and he was just cleaning them off the fucking board. Like,
I don't know any good pool players.
Oh, no,
you can play that. You can play that. The British pool. See,
he's playing English guys. Like, he wasn't playing American.
You could play all that shit. I mean, snooker players, if they all turned to play that, they would all win the world title. No bother, because I think it's to win the world title, you give it 10 grand or something. So there isn't kind of much money in it. But like that American pool, that's a totally different game altogether. You need a totally different cue action, and like, because the Americans have grew up playing it, and there's different cues, and like it's a totally different game. It's all about spinning your wrists and all that, the way you play it. You couldn't play. Sullivan and all that played like Moscone Cup, and he did a documentary, toured America playing.
Yes, I watched it.
Aye, but once you play guys that are right good at it, you'd win the odd frame off them, but they would beat you 8 times out of 10. You know, They're not built to play that game. It's totally different cue.
I always love watching the Colour of Money. Fucking what was the guy's cue? Is it Balabushka? Is that it?
That was. I don't even know if it is now, but back when I was a kid, if you were playing American pool, they were the best pool cues. They were, I don't know, thousands of pounds maybe.
I see. After I watched that film and I looked him up years down the lane, and it turns out he was like this savant fucking.
Also, was it actually a guy called Balabushka?
Aye.
I know. I knew there was Balabushka cues. I didn't know if it was a guy.
It was an actual guy. George Balabushka.
Oh, right. Aye, well, he made the best pool cues in the world. I don't know if it's the American pool, but I don't even know if it's probably the Chinese have got better ones now or whatever. But aye, back in the day, they'd have been thousands of dollars to buy one of them.
Aye, so that's one for the young team. If you haven't seen Colour of Money, watch Colour of Money. It's Martin Scorsese film, by the way. Fucking forget that. Aye.
Talk about me tangent in the podcast.
There you go. You never know where
you started this, Liam.
Yeah, there you go. It's your quiz question for the week, mate.
There you go.
Right, I'm going to jump off, guys, and watch this.
I think we're done.
Hopefully, we get the rotten mob away.
When is the cup draw now?
In the next 5 to 10 minutes, yeah.
Happy fucking
Dundee won.
Get them away or at home, either or.
I'm saying it's Dundee won.
Yeah, 1-0. Yeah.
Finished.
I think so. It was last time I looked. Yeah, full time 1-0.
That was good fun, lads. Listen, we'll just pray for a good night on Wednesday.
Be good. Well, we'll see you there, Joe.
I'll see you on Wednesday.
Hi, so Joe, you never told us what's your plans.
Oh no, me and young Joseph are over staying in Allen. We're over tomorrow evening, and then we're back Thursday afternoon. So we're making a wee trip of it, and we're going we're gonna hang about, have a good time, go and stay with Alan. Fucking
before the game.
Taking him into the town to an arcade and stuff, and then I've got to go and meet Cormac at when the Leaf Project bus gets in, because he's got the Battle of Bourbon to bring the raffle prize. He's bringing it over for me. And then
time's that?
About 5 in the evening.
Have you met that at the stadium?
And then I'm going to walk down to Alan's house, which is 5 minutes down the street. I mean, drop everything off, get ready for the game, walk back up with the wee man. You know what I mean? So it's perfect. Right. I mean, it's perfect.
His Harper's over as well.
Aye, he's staying in the town. So the one thing about bringing the wee man over, right, is that we stay in the town. And see, getting back from the game into the town, it's murder for kids.
It's a long trip. Yeah.
It's murder for kids. So see, staying like Alan, and it's fucking 7-minute walk to the stadium down London Road. I mean, it's perfect for like having young kids. So I would just fucking stay with him. I'm looking forward to seeing him. Haven't seen him in about best part of a year. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to linking up with yourself, Liam, in the afternoon, and I can't wait, man. I really fucking cannot wait. I really am looking forward to it.
Brilliant. So what's the draw get made on BBC now?
It should be on Premiere, I think. So I'm going to just jump on now and see it the next 10 minutes, hopefully.
Here we go.
Scottish draw, 5th round draw live. It's a Southern News.
Right. Is that us? We're done?
We're all done. So it's done. Let me just make sure everything we got here is fucking good to go. And one thing left to say is wrap it up the fuck. There you go.
Hey, boys.
Take it easy, boys. That was a good crack. Talk to you later.
Hey, folks.
Bye.